The much-loved curry has become a staple of British cuisine. Chicken tikka masala has even been declared the country's national dish. But tougher new immigration rules imposed by the Conservatives have made it harder to bring in expert curry cooks from the Indian subcontinent, spurring a shortage of chefs in restaurants all over the UK. Brick Lane in East London is the capital's curry mile. But Asian restaurateurs have warned that the high street curry house is under threat unless they can bring in skilled chefs from India, Pakistan and Bangladesh. In response, the government has supported a new fleet of so-called curry colleges aimed at teaching local Brits the art of the perfect curry.
The curry college is important. Obviously, Indian cuisine is very important to Britain. It's important to our economy. It's worth over £3.5 billion a year. My clear ambition is that if someone is wanting to set up a very attractive high-class restaurant in St. Connaught Square in New Delhi, that what they were looking for is a graduate from England. In terms of releasing restrictions, well, of course, we will pay for someone with high qualification, someone being paid more than I think £28,000 or awesome you can get in. But I think in a way it's looking backwards. It's the industry looking backwards, looking for a time of cheap labour.
Professor Foskett, who runs a state-backed Asian cookery school at the University of West London, believes courses such as his are vital in training a new contingent of curry chefs to combat the growing shortfall.
I think we've got to grow our own talent, and there's a great deal of talent out there. We've got to actually encourage more young people that this is a worthwhile profession, and this is the way that we will actually get people back into employment, those that are unemployed, back into employment, because the Asian sector is growing and it's a very good, attractive career. There are cultural barriers, obviously, but the whole purpose of education is to break down those barriers, dispel those myths and get people working together and to introduce a whole new level of cuisine to people that perhaps wouldn't have ever thought about entering into the Asian professional restaurant scene.
But some Asian restaurateurs have questioned whether the new breed of curry colleges will solve the problem.
The reality is everyone has their own passion to be doctor and profession, same as soldier, same as the nurses. Nobody can become a nurse unless they've got a passion. Nobody can become a soldier unless they have the passion. Chef is the same thing. It's not everyone can become a chef. A chef is something you got to be in your heart. Eric Pickle has very kindly tried to help those training center. And I haven't seen anything yet. I haven't seen one single restaurant telling me, fantastic, I've got a 2 chef, my restaurant running, absolutely depending on them. I would salute Mr. Eric Pickle, and I said, Eric Pickle, thank you, well done, and I will serve you free curry for the rest of my life.
Recruiters also argue that the skills shortages problem should play a greater role in determining immigration policy. Alistair Cox of recruitment firm Hayes says the government should take a more flexible approach to visas that allows British businesses to recruit the expert employees they need from outside the EU.
Some countries are much more forward-thinking about allowing their domestic industries access to the world's talent because they seem to understand that that will allow their own economy to develop faster and it will attract more inward investment into their country.
But ministers are standing firm against any relaxation in visa rules for chefs paid less than around £30,000 a year, and the new training courses are still in their infancy.
If visa restriction is withdrawn, give us some kind of concession with this restriction, I think it will be a great story for curry industry as a whole. You'll see a lot of curry house will flourish. We'll have a more business, we'll have a more businesses around the country, and this is something really good. Otherwise you won't have a tandoori on your plate.
For the moment at least, the future of Britain's national dish remains in doubt. Helen Warrell, Financial Times, London.